Alright, I think we're good now. Hopefully you guys come back on. Okay. Sorry about that, people. It's crazy. Yeah, I had to fix something there. Hopefully you guys come back up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world famous Greg Paulson Show.
Okay. Now we're back up again. We should be on. I understand, folks. I'm working with Rumble right now, and Rumble changes the stream information on every single stream. So it's a little hard to explain what happens, but it's a little hard to explain. There we go. All right, so there's that. All right, so anyway, so we're now back. Like I said, Rumble changes it every single time. Okay, good. Rumble's now showing. They're like I said, they're showing me live, which is good. I need to go to my channel. Should show me live right now. Maybe it does. Nope, it's not. Okay, I'm not quite sure how that works. So like I said, give me a second here. I'm really kind of working on this. There was supposed to be a spot on here where you can watch your live streams, and I'm not sure where it is because it did say that you could watch it, and I'm trying to find a link. There should be a link here that I can put out there for you guys to be able to see it, but it's not showing where you can see it. It's kind of weird. I guess because I'm logged into it, that's the deal. So anyway, it's running right now. So whatever. We need to get on with the show. Okay. We're working on it. We're trying to get this all straightened out and figured out. On how it all works. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the show, we're going to talk about you and technology don't get along. No, not really. Really just trying to figure this out. Lag for me is horrible. Lots of buffering, most likely my internet. Once again, if you go to if you go to, I've been told that if you go to Twitch, the lag is not that bad. I don't know if it is, but that's what I've been told so far. But when you look at my Rumble page, it doesn't show that I'm live, so I couldn't tell you right out the top of my head, and I lost my placeholder here. So now I got to get back to it, and it's not showing it at all. That's recently closed. Where is it? There's a lot of crap I looked up. There it is. Okay, cool. Now I got my notes. Sorry. A little jumbled right this. Everything's a little jumbled up. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about why is everybody so damn outraged about... No, I know I'm live, but I don't know if I'm live on Rumble. Yeah, I know I'm live on Facebook right now. Why is everybody outraged about January 6th? But for some unknown reason, we don't have all kinds of horrific outrage over the May 2020 and the riots that we had. And it's something that I don't understand is, January 6th, you had one person that was murdered by an overzealous security officer, and that was Miss Babbitt. Okay. Now I know a lot of people are going to go, well, I was told that this many people died. I was told there was 5 deaths. Okay. That wouldn't be that's not true. And let me get that for you today. Hey, Dean. So anyway, Brian Sicknick died of natural causes, actually had 2 strokes and a heart attack. Ashley Babbitt was the one that was shot by a Capitol Police officer. Kevin Greason died of natural causes from cardiovascular disease, a.k.a. had a heart attack. Benjamin Phillips died from a heart attack. And Roseanne Boylan, which is what everybody says is, I've heard people say she was trampled to death. Okay. No, she died from meth. She overdosed. So who died in and that source comes to you from USA Today. That it's like, no, only one person was murdered on January 6th. Everybody else died afterwards. You had one that died the day of from a heart attack. But, you had one that died the next day after he even showed up to work. You had one that died from a heart attack a couple days later. I mean, it was crazy. Okay. And so, but the thing is one person was murdered. Okay. One person. Now, did you have people criminally trespass? Yeah, absolutely. Did you have people that could be charged with destruction or are actually committed destruction of property? Absolutely. Did you have anybody that could have been possibly charged with obstruction of Congress? Yeah. Was there an insurrection? No. And I'll explain why. The intention, now, don't get me wrong, they're going to come up later, so don't think I'm giving them a pass. But the intention of the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers or Truth Keepers, whatever their names were, anyway, was to back Mike Pence in not certifying the election to send it back to the states. All the documentation that's ever been released concerning them was that they were backing Mike Pence to not certify the election and send it back to the states. However, folks, and if I was a lawyer in their organization, which I will never be a part of their organization, but if I was, I would have told them, do you understand that Congress certifying the electoral votes is just a procedure? They're already they've already been counted and entered in a record prior to this. It's just they get out and they do a procedure, and it's pretty much for stage. It's to look like they're doing something. They're not doing anything. Okay. So far, of the organizations that everybody keeps saying was intending to overthrow the government, they cannot find any there is no documentation that says that was their intent. Was to overthrow the government. Okay, so insurrection doesn't apply legally. It just doesn't. And the theater show that you're getting on Congress right now is nothing but. That's all it is. They've done all this and made all these comments, so now you're getting a dog and pony show of, well, this is why it is and all this, but we're really not going to do anything. And because they're not. Congress really isn't going to do anything. I mean, when you really stop and think about it, what are they going to do? But in the process, what has happened? Several people have been arrested. Several people have been charged with criminal trespass and destruction of property. Where's all these insurrection charges that we're supposed to have? And, you know, and these people that were trying to overthrow the government. We've only got 2 right now. And that would be the Oath Keeper, Truth Keepers guy, and the Proud Boys guy. The leaders, the 2 leaders, have been charged with insurrection. And a charge actually hasn't officially been filed, by the way. That's what they're stating they're going to charge them with. Okay? You still have lots of people sitting in jail with charges of criminal trespass or destruction of property that have not even gotten their day in court. You have one guy from New Jersey got busted for trespassing. You've had one person charged with obstruction of Congress, and that was in a plea deal. And these people's the public defenders that these people are getting are no good. The government is picking and choosing. They half-ass created a facility to hold these people. It's in deplorable conditions. They're not being treated well. But you don't get to see that because every time somebody tries to expose that, nobody's allowed to film it. I wonder why. But we rewind the tape. You know, back in May. Well, actually, no, that would be no. I'm trying to get my dates squared in my head. Anyway, you take a look at the May of 2020 and George Floyd and the George Floyd deal, right? And you look at all that. Now you had a bunch of people, and the same thing with January 6th. January 6th and May 2020. You had groups of people that were there to protest because they felt that a wrong had been done. And they were there to protest. And I stand beside your right. I will support your right. I may disagree with you fundamentally, but I stand beside your right to protest. Like if I disagreed with the people that were on the Capitol lawn protesting the election, I support you being able to protest that. Just like the people that were protesting during the summer. I support your right to protest. As much as I dislike Colin Kaepernick, I supported his right to do what he did. I support Commanders coach Del Rio for saying what he said. I support all of this. What are those? Drop frame rates detected 25% over the last 2 minutes. 37. Okay, great. Okay, I support these things. I may not, like I said, there may be a message or two that people have been protesting that I disagree with, but I support your rights. What I don't support is when people take that right, and if there's people that decide to cause chaos, when they decide to destroy shit, trespass, burn stuff to the ground, steal crap, I don't agree with that. I don't. So what I got for you tonight to talk about this is I've got 2 different videos. I got the January 6th video that they released during this January 6th committee thing, and I got some video of the riots. Okay. So let's start with January 6th since that's fresh on everybody's mind. Let's go ahead and cover that.
Proud of your boy! Proud of your boy! Proud of your boy!
Yeah, just for awareness, be advised, there's probably about 300 Proud Boys. They're marching eastbound in this 400 block of kind of Independence, actually on the mall towards the United States Capitol.
I am not allowed to say what's going to happen today because everyone's just going to have to watch for themselves. But it's going to happen. Something's going to happen.
Who's streets? Our streets! Who's streets? Our streets! Who's streets? Our streets!
Okay, so you've got people that are protesting.
We are on your side! Don't make us go against you! Pick a side! Pick a side! These are our streets!
By the way, this is courtesy of MSNBC. Or NBC. Yeah, it's
Mike is
NBC.
going to do the right thing. I hope so. I hope so. Because if Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election. All Vice President Pence has to do is send it back to the states to recertify. And we become president, and you are the happiest people. Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us. And if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Notice they didn't play where he told people to be peaceful. Because he did.
There's a crowd surge heading east.
We love Trump! 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 We love Trump!
Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now.
So far, he still hasn't incited any kind of violence.
Get back, ladies! Get back, ladies!
Priority. We just had protest. East Circle, breach the line. We need backup.
And you got people in the crowd, if you saw it, they were sitting there screaming, "What are you doing? Stop."
Madam Speaker, the Vice President and the United States Senate.
Yeah, I believe I'm getting throttled by YouTube.
We're going to give riot warnings as soon as the apparatus here. We're going to give riot warnings. We're going to try and get compliance, but this is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
Okay, so they now declared it a riot.
5 to 50 be advised, Capitol Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
I copy.
Okay, so the barricade there has been broken. And they're coming through.
Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! Back the line!
42. We're about 5 miles out. We're trying to make our way through all this.
Now is when you definitely have the law being broken. Okay, destruction of property, breaking and entering. Okay, what you're saying and what they're doing right there, they're not right. They're breaking the law.
Be advised, they're requesting additional resources on the east side as they've broken into that
You
window
still
and
have
trying to kick it in.
a crap load of protesters just staring at this while this is going on, going, what the hell?
Without objection, the chair declares the House in recess pursuant to Clause 12B of Rule 1.
Okay, now for an emergency situation.
Have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they were asked to previously certify. U.S. demands the truth. Bring up
Still a bunch of people just sitting there protesting outside the Capitol. Here's that noose. They're not showing you the rest of it. I've got a picture of the rest of it for you. Other than the people that are inside the building, all these people outside are just protesting. Okay, they're not showing you the whole picture on this entry right here. Did you see the law enforcement officer standing by the doors? They told him you can go wherever you want to go. You can't come in here.
We can't hold this. We're going to get too many people. Look at this man.
Look at this sea of people, and they're still at the bottom of the steps, not going anywhere right now. That's trespassing and destruction of property right there. Well, no, actually, sorry, that's them evacuating. My bad. I apologize. I was wrong on that one. That's them that's them evacuating. That's assaulting a peace officer. That's a felony. Should be arrested for it.
I need court support.
There's a group of about 30 people right there that are going back and forth with the cops. It's not the entire crowd. And there is some great editing work here. And this is what they showed at Congress for the hearing. There's some great editing, and I'll explain to you what I'm seeing. This right here is criminal. This is more trespassing. You're not allowed to go in there.
Capitol Police is going to start moving their resources inside. They're going to start the M4.
This is the thing I don't understand. Why in the hell did they open the back door for people? Because you cannot open it from the outside. It has to be opened from the inside. I think that was where they screwed up and showed that piece of video. Those doors, you can't open them from the outside. They have to be opened by security officials on the inside.
H208 with 4 members. The door's barricaded. There's people flooded the hallways outside. We have no way out.
In fact, officers still remaining on the House floor, on the third floor, to use the subway themselves. It's time to evacuate.
So far, obstruction of Congress has not happened yet, by the way. And that's a charge that's been used or has been used in this.
One more time. I'll tell you, ready to do. And whatever it takes, I'll lay my life down if it takes. Absolutely. That's why we showed up today.
That's assaulting a police officer. That's a felony. But they're trying to be calm about it. By the way, that protester you just saw in the hoodie with the look on his face was actually helping getting the officer who had a heart attack back up to the officers. Just so you're aware. I've seen the guy with the hoodie that was interviewed before. Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was all white supremacist Trump supporters. My bad. Because that's what they said in Congress. This guy got a stick. Another protester took it from him. Assaulting a peace officer. Okay, so there's been about 100 people that should currently face felonies.
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love. The love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, so there was some pretty good edited footage in that. Okay, and I just wanted to put up the video that you get from it. Okay. You were a little bit embarrassed to be an American after that. For some people. Okay. So they were really good about how they edited the footage. Notice we did not play the part where Trump said, you know, we got to be peaceful. You know, we've got to let our voices be heard. Of course, that wasn't in the footage. The police officers who were directing people as they came into the Capitol Rotunda to allow them to walk around, that wasn't in the footage. Notice they didn't show where people actually went onto the congressional floor, where when some people started doing stupid crap on the floor, there was people who actually stopped them and was telling people to knock this shit off and stuff like that. Yes, people get up at the speaker's podium and use the gavel, and yeah, they did. And there was some dumbasses in this. There was. But at no point did I hear anybody say, in all that chanting, were they there to overthrow the government? Okay? Were they there to kill the Speaker of the House or kill the Vice President or anything like that? Nowhere did anybody say that. Now, you saw the noose, right? And they made sure that that photograph was specifically catered in a way. Okay, so there's the platform, right? You couldn't hang a cat from that. Okay? They literally got one screw sitting over here. They've got half a screw hanging out here, another one over there. The noose doesn't even have a real there's no even tie around the board. It's just kind of twisted. And if you get a better shot of it, which I couldn't find the better shot, but I had a better shot of it, they literally wrapped the rope around a coffee can and stuffed some stuffing in it. Okay. Nobody was getting hanged, but they said, "Oh, they intended to hang somebody." No, they didn't. You're not hanging anybody with that. A bad breeze would blow that thing over. In fact, it got knocked over 5 or 6 times during this situation. It was literally slapdash put together right there on the spot. How in the hell are you doing anything with that? Okay. But again, it's the world's worst thing. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. They were trying to overthrow our government. Nobody's trying to overthrow the damn government. Okay, nobody was. They got 2 people that they're possibly going to charge, but they still haven't even filed the insurrection charges. And everybody else, criminal mischief, criminal trespassing, assaulting police officers. And the bad part is you're only looking at about 250 people when you had quite a few thousand people there. Okay. The way the camera angles that they show in the video footage are greatly exaggerated. The way that they did it, the fisheye and all that different stuff to give you the appearance that there was thousands of people in the Capitol. There wasn't. There wasn't thousands of people in the Capitol. Okay. And we've got to go through all this, and and let me tell you something. the people that went into the Capitol and did the dumb shit they did, absolutely horrible, and I don't support any of that. The people that were outside the Capitol protesting, I'm perfectly fine with. But nobody was trying to overthrow the government, folks. A bunch of people with backpacks, Trump flags, and sticks are not going to overthrow the government. Okay? Oh, I mean, you did have one guy from Canada. He was swinging that hockey stick pretty good out there. You could tell he's played some... he's played himself some hockey. He has. He was swinging the old stick, he was. But literally, no one had any weapon, or nobody had any guns. In fact, all the guns for the Proud Boys and all that were still sitting in their hotel. He had some people with some pepper spray, and, and mace, and that was it. That's what they had. You're not overthrowing the government on that. And like I said, there's been no information released that shows that any of them are trying to remove it. None. Zero, zilch, nada. Okay? But they keep pushing that narrative. They keep telling you that 5 people lost their lives that day in the Capitol. Not true. Ashley Babbitt and one officer were the only ones that lost their lives. Babbitt was actually shot and died on the scene from being shot by a Capitol police officer. And the other officer had a heart attack and died. We saw the footage of it. They showed that, but notice they did not show Babbitt getting shot by a Capitol police officer. An officer that was never investigated for his shoot. If you pull the trigger, you discharge a round during an incident, you're required to do a IA investigation. One wasn't done. Okay, the very next day they signed off that he acted appropriately. Okay, so take a wild shot in the dark how much this ended up costing by the time they were done. Around $2.73 million, around $2.7 million. That source comes from Forbes. Okay, $2.7 million. One person was murdered. It's supposed to be insurrection. Only 2 people are looking at the possibility of insurrection. The hardest charge we've seen so far is the obstruction of Congress, which we're finding out that was a bullshit plea deal where the guy didn't even know what he was pleading to, and he ended up committing suicide in jail. But you've got trespassing. They've had, we've seen trespassing. We've seen destruction of property. We've seen a lot of these. We've seen a lot of these lesser charges. A lot of people are coming out with just probation, but they were trying to overthrow the government. If you're trying to overthrow the government, you're not coming out with probation. Okay. I switched to here, missed a bit since the lag was so bad. But like I said, once again, this was supposed to be proof that they were trying to kill the vice president. You couldn't hang a cat with that thing. You couldn't hang your groceries off of that. Okay? You couldn't. The craziness of this whole thing it's just absolutely asinine, right? So again, like I said, one person was killed, one person died, and 3 others died later. One from an overdose and 2 more from natural causes. But one person was actually shot and killed, and that was by Capitol Police. Now, like I said, the people who went into the Capitol, I don't agree with them. The people who destroyed stuff, the people that were in Nancy Pelosi's office, stealing her shit out of her desk, the guy that was walking off with a podium, stuff like that. Nope, don't agree with it. Nope. Don't fry, but nail every single one of them for criminal trespassing on federal property, breaking and entering, assaulting Capitol Police officers, stuff like that all day long. Insurrection never happened. I mean, come on, Joe. Joe, I don't remember who the hell I am anymore, is running around telling everybody if you want to overthrow the government, it's going to require nuclear bombs, tanks, and F-16s. I did not see, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, show me the video of it. I did not see a nuclear bomb. I did not see any F-16s, and I damn sure didn't see any tanks. There was some pretty fat dudes in the crowd, but I wouldn't say they were an M1A2 Abrams. Okay? I didn't see that. So, I'm sorry. So, even by Joe, I don't remember who I am's, statements,